come about? Because I saw it like if you go to Broadway, you see one person who come on stage and they would be the one, you know, and they have all different parts.
Right.
How did this all come about?
Well, I used to do you want me to look in the camera?
Yeah, look at the camera.
I did a show called The Heat Is On, a life in concert celebrating Rita Hayworth that played in performing arts centers all around the country, and I had a 12-piece big band, and I needed a new show. So my dream was, I read Gypsy Rose Lee's autobiography, and I couldn't put it down, and then I started researching, and I read June Havoc and all of these burlesque queens, and I thought, oh, well, I'd do something about burlesque, because the whole world just seems so fascinating to me. And I started
after the movie and stuff like that coming out too.
Well, I started developing this way before the movie, about 2 years ago, and so we're just now, you know, starting to perform it now around the country. But I did all this research on Mae West and Fanny Price and Gypsy Rose Lee, and it really intrigued me because these women really created a legacy for themselves out of nothing.
Right.
You know, and burlesque, classic burlesque, really is an art form, and a lot of people don't realize it comes out of vaudeville and there's
dancing and jokes and all that.
You know, it's not just about stripping.
I used to go to the Palace Theater.
You did?
I'm 70 years old, and so I used to go down to the Palace and I see the thing and I see the slapstick between the and stuff like that. So I really, and how you did it with the girls, it was good.
Yes, of course. Okay. Natalie, Jane, come. These are my girls, Gracie and Raz. Natalie,
Hi.
Jerry.
Okay.
This is Natalie Lofton Bell.
Natalie?
And she plays Gracie, and I based her character
Jerry
on
Ralston. How you doing?
and Jane Bunting, and she plays Raz, and she's based off of like a Rosalind Russell kind of character.
Okay.
And Gracie is based off of Burns and Allen, Gracie Allen.
Gracie Allen,
Right.
yes.
But of course they have their own characters and their own twists, but that was their inspiration for
How did you all come together for this and where you started?
We auditioned in New York City.
Yes. Yes, and then we've been putting it together. Natalie's been with me for a year, and we've been traveling. And this is Jane's her first run with us.
First year?
So we've been rehearsing for 2.5 weeks in New York,
And it really is.
Was this the first show tonight?
no, this was the third show
Third
here.
show. Where were you before that?
Well, we were in Seattle for a week.
Seattle. We went to Glendora, California.
We're home of Sally Rand.
Yes.
And we played at the Kravitz Center in Florida, and a lot of theaters in Florida and New York.
And all that together in New York City.
Yes.
Well, my background, just so you know, like I was an entertainer, so I was 7 years old. And I grew up in the whole thing, the Peppermint Lounge.
Yes, of
New
course.
York.
Yes.
Well, they had the Peppermint Lounge in New York. I went here.
Wow.
And then when I went to California, I went out there and I did a whole thing there with the American Beatles.
That's
Yes.
So I'm really broad into the whole thing of entertainment, from dancing, singing, performing, and stuff like that. So this really got me because as I said before, I heard girls hurting, but there's like a one-man show when a man gets up on stage or a woman's on stage, and they're just the whole thing. But when you first came out, I didn't know what to expect. When I heard about the show and that having was the owner, he asked me to come and cover it. When I came to see it, I had no idea what I was going to see. Up to the second half of it, I was kind of like, all right. But when you come back again after the whole thing, it totally made another twist.
Well, what I wanted to do was, I was really, with my grandmother, I would always watch Carol Burnett and Sonny and Cher, and I love, and like Anne Margaret's one of my idols.
I'm going to pull away from you and grab the camera.
Okay, and you know, you'd see in the 70s and 80s, and you know, that you just don't see that kind of entertainment anymore, or old school Vegas. And I wanted to create, and how lucky am I that I've got such talented. Do you know how hard it is to find?
Oh, I know. To find one person to work with is one thing.
Two beautiful triple threads.
Right.
And co-stars that are.
This show is so wonderful because so many people today don't really know what burlesque really is, and Quinn has created something so wonderful in that it
Turn
covers
this way a little more. I want to get out of that light there.
It
Okay,
covers
good.
such a broad range of eras too. I mean, it goes from back where burlesque was started, 1920s, right?
In the
20s, right.
1920s up until the 1970s.
Into the 70s.
And up until today.
Right. I mean, Lady Gaga, I mean, Madonna,
The whole
they
thing,
all
the whole
are
energy thing of the
influenced by
performers.
What happened had they not had that? I mean, and the thing is that people think that burlesque is equated with striptease nowadays, but it's not. Like, it's a totally, Burlesque
this
has
light
been-
here is killing me.
Burlesque
Go
has
ahead,
been
go ahead.
completely
All right.
cheapened. Where,
Right.
You know, but it's so much more than
Well,
just like, taking your clothes
now,
off.
Natalie, right? Natalie,
Yes.
give me your background. What did you do before? What was your-
Well, I've had a recording contract back in 2004, and I've been training in music theater since I was 4 years old. So singing, dancing, acting, trying to be a triple threat on Broadway for a while. And
She's
now,
not trying, she's doing it.
And then now I'm over in LA striving for TV and film.
Okay, and you, how'd you get started?
I kind of the same with me. I've been taking dance classes since I was little, and I did gymnastics for a while. And then I had too much energy running around the house, so my parents put me into acting classes because I was running around doing impressions of people. And I went on to go get my degree in musical theater. I've been living in New York for 2.5 years. I've been working regionally and just trying to make it to the top.
Yep.
Great. Well, you really are a triple threat altogether, which is really, really great.
We're like Neapolitan ice cream.
I know. We are.
But
all the flavors,
the
blonde, brunette, and
whole
redhead,
thing
so
is,
many jokes.
where are you going from here now? What is
We are heading to
Canada.
Kelowna.
Canada? Oh,
We're
okay.
doing 6 shows in Kelowna, Canada, and $5 of every ticket is going to support the Cancer Society.
Oh, that's
so
great,
we're
great.
giving back to Burlesque to Broadway gives back, and we're
so
really
you're
excited.
you'll put pink outfits on and do the whole thing
well,
like that?
pink and
pink
purple
already.
are. I'm on buses all over Canada right now,
Uh-huh. All
so
right.
it's fun.
Well, do you have is there like a soundtrack for your show
We're
yet?
gonna
or-
be
You're working on that
soon.
aspect?
Yes.
Because all the stuff you did where you did the mix of one to the next, especially that
mega
ending
mix.
thing, that was fabulous where you covered all of those.
mega mix.
Those mega mix, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's all thanks to our music director,
Yes, Brent Sawyer. W. Brent
He is
Sawyer.
so
He's
Where's your
amazing.
choreographer?
She's right there with the flowers.
What's her name?
Moretta.
Loretta. Once,
You are wanted.
Hurry.
Yes, but the show has just evolved and evolved since the very
It's
beginning.
It's been growing and growing. This
so
is
you're the
Moretta
one that
Muncher.
put all the choreography.
Yes, that's come over here.
Okay, and what's your background? How yeah, this what that like kill you? Okay.
Keep rotating.
What is your background? How did you get into like choreography and stuff like
Well,
that?
I started as a dancer. I actually grew up in Buffalo, New York.
Okay,
She's a
all right.
Buffalonian.
I'm Buffalonian.
Uh-huh.
I grew up in Amherst, and then I took dance classes in Williamsville. Then I went to SUNY Geneseo for college and minored in dance there.
Right.
And then I moved to Chicago, studied dance there for 4 years, moved to New York in 1990.
Right.
And I became a professional dancer for 20 years. Did a lot of
Wow.
musical theater, a lot of productions of Chorus Line, national tours, went overseas, and then eventually...
Michael Bennett was from
Michael Bennett,
from
right,
Buffalo,
I
wasn't he?
know.
Yeah.
He's
Michael
from
Bennett was
Buffalo
from
as well.
Buffalo. You're right. Uh-huh.
So I love that comparison.
Yes.
But then I started becoming more in charge of shows instead of just being in them. People started giving me more responsibility, hiring me to choreograph, hiring me to direct. And the more I did it, the more I enjoyed it. I realized I had a knack for putting shows together as well as being in the shows. And then as I got a little older, I realized that I didn't want to audition so much anymore. I wanted to put shows together instead.
Right.
So that's what I've been
How
doing
long
more.
How long did it take you to put together I Saw?
Well, been working for over a year now.
I got involved a year ago, a little over a year ago. And I worked very hard because it's a lot of choreography for this, and every dance is different.
Right.
So I didn't want to make them look redundant. So they took a risk on me. They didn't know me.
Wow.
She was highly recommended
Yeah,
by
I
another
was highly
choreographer
recommended.
that I know.
And her choreography just tells a story. And
Oh, I can tell. I mean, you just every move you had and everything was just so
And she
precise in
stays
that.
true to each era and the what we're doing and the period of what we're doing and in the style of burlesque and bringing it even into the beyond, which is really.
Have you got any plans of like television, any stuff you're going to do, any presentations on that, or?
We would love to.
So you're like
We're just-
you're,
this
so
is
you're
really
open
the
you're open
beginning.
for like Carson Daly or any of
Oh,
that
yes,
kind
of
of
course.
because he would love this.
Yes, I mean our dream. We really want to bring it
Bring it
to
all the way.
Broadway. Yeah,
Broadway
That's
and
the-
beyond.
And beyond. That's our
Well,
goal.
I came tonight. I'll talk to Ed Honick, which is the owner of the magazine, and we'll see if we can get a featured story
We
on
would
you
love
guys.
that.
Amazing.
Now,
That would
if
be
you, do you have
amazing.
press photos and stuff?
We have everything on our website, burlesque-to-broadway.com.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah.
And so all the photographs are there, and if you email me or Paul from the website,
All right.
I can give you the key for the high res. There's a back end to
Okay,
the
all right.
website.
All right.
Do you have a business card?
Yes, I do. Okay,
Yes.
I
me
have
ju-
one too. If
Let me
you'd
just
like
get back
mine.
up here once I want to get
Yeah,
a.
I can give you one of mine.
What's nice, I'm not trying to advertise, but this camera, have you ever seen one? It's a flip digital camera HD,